The first human who spoke imagine sitting beside a fire. 100,000 years ago, the night is silent, the stars are bright, the wind moves through the grass. A group of humans sits together. They look almost exactly like you. They have hands like yours, eyes like yours, brains almost as large as yours. But something is missing. Nobody is talking. No stories. No names. No questions. Only gestures. Only sounds. Only silence between them. Then one day, something changes. A sound becomes a word becomes an idea, and an idea begins changing the entire planet. Nobody knows who spoke the first true word. Nobody knows what that word was. But whatever happened, it may have been the most important event in human history. Language is so normal that we barely notice it. Right now, thousands of words are moving through your mind. You are translating symbols into meaning without effort. But for most of Earth's history, nothing could do this. Dinosaurs never did it. Mammoths never did it. Even our closest ape relatives cannot do it. So how do humans become the talking species? Scientists have searched for clues everywhere. In fossils. In genetics. In ancient tools. Even in the brains of newborn babies. One clue comes from a gene called FOXP2. In the early 2000s, researchers discovered that mutations in this gene could make speech extremely difficult. The gene helps coordinate the tiny muscle movements needed for language. Interestingly, Neanderthals carried a similar version. That means some building blocks for speech may be hundreds of thousands of years old. But having the hardware is not. Piano is not music. Something else had to happen. At some point, sounds became symbols, symbols became shared meanings, and shared meanings became culture. Think about that for a moment. The word fire is only noise. The sound itself cannot burn you, yet everyone hearing it understands the same thing. Why? Because human brains learned to connect sounds with invisible ideas. That ability changed everything. Suddenly, knowledge could travel between minds. A hunting trick no longer died with its inventor. A warning could spread through an entire group. A grandparent could teach a child about places they had never seen. What happens when information can survive its creator? Human civilization begins. Archaeologists believe a major shift happened roughly 70,000 years ago. Tools became more sophisticated. Art appeared. Long distance trade emerged. People started decorating objects. Some researchers call this the cognitive revolution. The exact cause remains debated. But many scientists suspect language played a central role. Complex language allows complex cooperation, and cooperation is humanity's secret weapon. A single human is not especially impressive. We are not the fastest. We are not the strongest. We do not have claws. We do not have armor. Yet, humans spread across nearly every environment on Earth. How? Because language allowed strangers to work together. Hundreds. Thousands. Eventually, millions. No other species can coordinate at that scale. A wolf pack works together. An ant colony works together. But humans can cooperate with people they will never meet. Through stories, through laws. Through religions. Through nations. All built from words. Consider money. A dollar bill is just paper. Its power comes from a shared story. Millions of people believe the same thing. Language made that possible. The same is true for governments. Companies. Borders. Even history itself. Many of the things shaping your life exist only because humans can exchange ideas through language. But language gave us more than cooperation. It changed how we think. Psychologist Lev Vygotsky argued that language becomes an internal tool. Children first speak to others, then they begin speaking to themselves. Eventually, that inner voice becomes thought. In a sense, part of your thinking happens through language. The voice inside your head is an ancient invention. Without language, would you still be you? It is a strange question, and scientists still debate it. Some forms of thought clearly exist without words. Animals solve problems. Babies understand patterns before speaking. Yet language allows thoughts to become more precise, more detailed, more complex. It expands the mind's workspace, and that may be why language transformed our species. Nobody knows the name of the first person who spoke. No fossil records their voice. No cave painting tells their story. Their words disappeared long ago, but the consequences never did. Every book, every law, every scientific discovery. Every friendship, every promise. Every argument, every civilization. All trace back to a moment when sounds became meaning. Tonight, before you fall asleep, listen to the voice inside your head. It feels ordinary. It feels permanent. But it is one of the strangest things in the universe, because somewhere in the distant past, a human opened their mouth and changed reality, and ever since then, humanity has been living inside a conversation